What I'm about to tell you could be the difference between retiring with millions and working until you're 75 years old. I'm talking about the one money rule that separates people who build generational wealth from people who stay broke their entire lives. And Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful himself, has been screaming this at people for decades. The man is worth $400 million. He's built multiple multi-million-dollar companies, and he's looked thousands of entrepreneurs dead in the eye on Shark Tank and told them exactly why they're failing. Here's the brutal truth that nobody wants to tell you. You're thinking about money completely backwards. You've been programmed since childhood to believe lies about how wealth is built. Your parents lied to you, your teachers lied to you, and the broke people around you are still lying to you every single day. The good news, I'm going to fix that problem right now. I meet people every single day who are terrified about their financial future. And you know what? They should be, because they're working harder than ever, making more money than their parents ever did, and somehow they're still living paycheck to paycheck. They've got nothing saved, they're drowning in debt, and they're one emergency away from financial disaster. Does that sound familiar? Because if it does, you need to understand something. This isn't happening by accident. You're following a system that was designed to keep you poor. You're doing exactly what society told you to do. Go to school, get a job, work hard, spend your money, and that system is destroying your financial future. Let me tell you something. The difference between people who build wealth and people who stay broke comes down to one fundamental principle. It's not about how much you earn. I know people making $200,000 a year who are completely broke, and I know people making $60,000 who are building serious wealth. The difference isn't the income, it's what they do with that income. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh great, another video about budgeting and cutting out lattes. No, this is about something far more important. This is about a rule that, once you understand it, changes everything about how you see money, how you spend money, and how you build wealth. I'm going to tell you exactly what Kevin O'Leary understood that made him rich. And I'm going to share 3 specific ways this one rule manifests in your financial life. These are the same principles that have made me millions. These are the same principles that every wealthy person I know follows religiously. And most financial advisors won't tell you this because they make money when you stay confused and dependent. But here's the thing, this information is useless if you don't act on it. So I'm not just going to tell you what the rule is. I'm going to show you exactly how to implement it starting today. The first thing you need to burn into your brain is this. Kevin O'Leary got rich because he understood that every single dollar you spend either makes you richer or makes you poorer. Period. End of story. Now this is going to upset a lot of people, but most of what you think are assets are actually liabilities sucking money out of your pocket every single month. Let me explain something to you. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it. That's the rule. Your house, for most people, that's a liability. But wait, you're saying, my house is going up in value. I don't care. Is it putting money in your pocket every month? No. It's taking money out. You've got a mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs. You're paying $20,500 a month just to live there. That's $30,000 a year coming straight out of your pocket. That's a liability. Your car? Liability. Loses 20–30% of its value the second you drive it off the lot. Costs you $500 a month in payments, insurance, gas, and maintenance. That's $6,000 a year. Another liability. Your boat, your RV, your fancy watch collection, liabilities, liabilities, liabilities. Let me hit you with some numbers. The average American household spends $60,000 a year. Do you know how much of that is going toward actual assets? Less than 10%. The other 90% is going toward liabilities and consumption. They're literally working all year just to pay for things that make them poorer. Here's what kills me. Do you know what $500 a month turns into over 30 years at 10% return? $1.1 million. That car payment you're making, that's not $500. That's over $1 million you're giving away. That's the real cost. Now, I can already hear the excuses. But I need a car to get to work. But I need a place to live. Listen to me carefully. I didn't say don't have a car. I didn't say don't have a house. I said understand what they actually are. They're liabilities. They cost you money. So the question becomes, how do you minimize your liabilities and maximize your assets? Poor people buy liabilities and call them assets. Rich people buy actual assets and live off the income they produce. Which one do you want to be? And that brings me to the second way this rule shows up in your financial life. Listen carefully to this. The second thing you need to understand is that rich people don't trade time for money. Let me say that again. Rich people don't trade time for money. You know what you're doing right now? You wake up, go to work, trade 8 to 10 hours of your life for a paycheck, come home exhausted, and do it again tomorrow. You're on a hamster wheel. And here's the brutal truth. That wheel never stops spinning until you either die or can't work anymore. Kevin O'Leary built his wealth by creating systems and buying assets that make money while he sleeps. That's the game. That's what wealthy people understand that broke people don't. Let me explain something to you. When you have a job, you can only make money when you're working. There are only 24 hours in a day. You can only work so many of those hours. That means your income has a ceiling. It's capped by your time. But when you own assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, those assets work 24/7. They're making money while you sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're spending time with your family. There's no ceiling. The assets keep producing whether you're working or not. Here's what this looks like in real numbers. Let's say you make $75,000 a year at your job. After taxes, you're taking home about $55,000. If you spend $50,000 of that, you've got $5,000 left to invest. That's it. That's all the wealth building you can do in an entire year of work. Now let's say you've built a portfolio of dividend-paying stocks worth $500,000. At a 4% dividend yield, that's $20,000 a year in passive income. You didn't work for that money. The money worked for you. And here's the beautiful part, that $500,000 is still there. You didn't spend it. It's still growing, still producing, still working. If this is making sense, smash that like button right now. Tell the algorithm that this content matters. Do you see the difference? In scenario 1, you trade your life for money and you're limited by time. In scenario 2, your money creates more money and there's no limit. Kevin O'Leary understood this in his 20s. That's why he focused obsessively on building businesses and buying assets instead of just collecting a paycheck. Now I can already hear the objections, but I don't have $500,000 to invest. I know you don't. Nobody starts with $500,000. You start with $500, then $5,000, then $50,000. The point is that you start. You start directing every spare dollar toward building your asset column instead of inflating your lifestyle. Poor people work for money their whole lives. Rich people build money machines and let those machines work for them. Which one do you want to be? Here's the thing, this isn't complicated. You start by taking 10-20% of every paycheck and immediately investing it before you pay for anything else. You automate it so you never see the money. And you do that religiously for 10, 20, 30 years. That's how you build wealth. That's how you escape the hamster wheel. Now here's the third part of this rule, and this is the part that most people completely miss. This is critical. The third thing Kevin O'Leary understood is that every single dollar you spend is a choice about your future. Every single dollar. You think you're just buying a coffee, just buying lunch, just upgrading your phone? No. What you're actually doing is making an investment decision. You're deciding whether that dollar is going to work for you or against you. Now, this is going to make some people uncomfortable, but I need you to hear this. When you spend $1,000 on a new TV, you're not just spending $1,000. You're spending $1,000 plus all the future earnings that $1,000 could have generated. Let me explain something to you with actual math. If you take that $1,000 and invest it in an S&P 500 index fund and the market returns its historical average of 10% per year, do you know what that $1,000 becomes in 30 years? $17,449. That TV that you bought for $1,000, it's actually costing you over $17,000 in future wealth. That's not a TV purchase. That's a $17,000 decision. And here's what makes this really painful. That TV is worth maybe $200 in 5 years. So you traded $17,000 in future wealth for something that's worth $200. Does that sound like a smart investment? Let me hit you with more numbers because this is important. The average American household carries $6,270 in credit card debt. They're paying 18 to 22% interest on that debt. Do you know what that means? They're paying over $1,000 a year just in interest, not paying down the debt, just interest. Meanwhile, if they paid off that debt and invested that $1,000 per year they're wasting on interest, they'd have $164,000 after 30 years. They're literally setting $164,000 on fire so they can buy stuff they can't afford right now. You want to know what frustrates me? People think in terms of monthly payments instead of total cost. Oh, it's only $50 a month. No. It's $50 a month for 60 months. That's $3,000. And that $3,000 could have been $52,000 in 30 years. But instead, you bought something that's going to be worthless in 3 years. Now, I can already hear the pushback. So I should never buy anything? I should just hoard money and be miserable? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying understand the real cost of your decisions. Buy things intentionally. Ask yourself, is this purchase moving me toward my goals or away from them? Poor people ask, can I afford the monthly payment? Rich people ask, what is this actually costing me in terms of my financial freedom? Which one do you want to be? Kevin O'Leary is famous for saying, I never spend money on anything that doesn't make me money or bring me real joy. That's the filter. Before you buy something, ask yourself, is this an asset that will generate income? No. Does this bring me genuine, lasting joy, or am I just buying it because I'm bored, stressed, or trying to impress people? Most purchases fail both tests, and that's why most people stay broke. So let me bring this all together for you. Kevin O'Leary's one money rule, the rule that made him rich, is that every dollar must have a purpose, and that purpose is either building wealth or destroying it. You must understand the difference between assets and liabilities. You must make your money work for you instead of working for money your entire life. And you must treat every purchase as an investment decision with real long-term consequences. These three principles are different expressions of the same fundamental rule. Your money is either working for you or against you. Here's the choice you have to make. You can keep doing what you're doing, buying liabilities, trading time for money, making impulsive purchases, and stay exactly where you are. You'll work until you're 75. You'll stress about money every single day. You'll never build real wealth. Or you can accept that everything you've been taught about money is wrong, and you can start following the rule that actually creates wealth. This is on you. Nobody's coming to save you. The government isn't going to bail you out. Your company isn't going to take care of you. You have to make different decisions. Here's what I want you to do right now. As soon as this video ends, I want you to open your bank statement from last month. Look at where your money went. For every expense, ask yourself, was this an asset or a liability? Did this move me toward wealth or away from it? Be honest. Most of it was liabilities and consumption. Most of it moved you away from wealth. Then I want you to set up automatic transfers. Pick a number, 10%, 15%, 20% of your income, and have that money automatically moved into investment accounts before you pay for anything else. Pay yourself first. Build your asset column. Make it automatic so you can't sabotage yourself. Finally, before you buy anything over $100, wait 48 hours and ask yourself Kevin O'Leary's question. Does this make me money or bring me real joy? If the answer is no to both, don't buy it. This isn't complicated. It's just uncomfortable. If this video opened your eyes to how you've been thinking about money wrong, I need you to smash that like button right now. Seriously, hit it. Tell the algorithm that this content matters. Tell YouTube that people need to see this. Because the mainstream financial advice is designed to keep you confused and dependent. This is the real information they don't want you to understand. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these three principles hit you the hardest. Was it understanding assets versus liabilities? Was it the concept of making money work for you? Or was it thinking about purchases as investment decisions? Be honest. Tell me which one you've been getting wrong and which one you're going to implement. I read every single comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, become a member of this channel. We're building a community of people who understand that money is a tool, not a mystery. Every week I break down exactly how wealth is built in the real world. No BS, no sugarcoating, just the truth about how money actually works. This is an investment in your financial education, and it's one of the few investments that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. Money doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care that you deserve nice things or that you're working hard. It only cares about the decisions you make. Are you building assets or buying liabilities? Are you making your money work for you, or are you trapped on the hamster wheel? Are you treating purchases like investment decisions or impulse decisions? Kevin O'Leary figured this out in his 20s. You can figure it out right now. The question is, will you? Now get out there and make it happen.